There will be some position battles in training camp as it opens in a couple of days. The competition should bring out the best in VGK. We will give you a good look and some insight into the training camp battles that we might see coming up next right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
From Las Vegas, welcome aboard Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. I am a longtime sportscaster, a marketing consultant, and the host of the Believe in Vegas podcast, featuring this week Supermoto Cross champion Ken Roxon. And Chris is the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports and the collectibles editor for the Hockey News. Now, coming up ahead on today's show, did VGK pull the carpet out from Nic Hague? Talk about a Hager bomb. And Pete DeBoer, former VGK head coach, reflecting on how things ended in Dallas with the Stars. So, Chris, we are going to see some positional battles here as things begin to heat up and we head into VGK training camp, which begins in just a couple of days on Thursday. It's here. It's so back. Let's start off with one that Kelly McCrimmon might have hinted at. A few weeks ago, we heard McCrimmon talking about this. He stated that we could see more of one Ben Hutton. So there is a battle brewing perhaps between three players for the third defensive pairing. And it could be Ben Hutton, the newcomer Jeremy Lauzon, who likes to bang a lot. I like this guy because he likes to hit the snot out of people, and Caden Korzak. And we've believed in Hutton since day one, but now I think he's perhaps going to break into the lineup, should get a lot more minutes this upcoming season. Cassidy and McCrimmon have both called Korzak, on the other hand, an everyday player. And I'm even wondering if Zach Whitecloud's pairing of his position could be up for grabs.
I think you have all four of them in some type of a battle, starting with Lauzon and Hutton. Hutton coming into the season, you and I joked, like, who is this guy? He's on a milk carton. He's never getting into the lineup. He does pretty well when he's in the lineup, and VGK wins when he's in the lineup. We're talking about Ben Hutton. So you have Hutton versus Lauzon for that everyday role on that third D pairing. After that, now you have all four of these players possibly battling to elevate on the depth chart. Zach Whitecloud as a second D pairing. We've aired our concerns. Other media outlets have aired their concerns about that too. We're not saying we don't believe in Whitecloud, but he's going to have to prove he is an everyday top four NHL D pairing, and we'll see if that works. Or top two D pairing, top four defenseman. So that's kind of where the battle is. You have two players battling likely for a roster spot, and then all four of them, I think, have a bona fide opportunity to get to that second defensive pairing.
What do you think that Hutton has to do to win a spot there, to get more playing time?
It's tough. It's not an easy answer because I feel like Hutton has done everything right since he joined the Vegas Golden Knights. Great with the media. Dude's got the biggest smile on his face every time he's on the ice, from practice to warm-ups to in the game to after the game. Right. So I don't know what more he can do. I honestly think Coach Cassidy doesn't believe Hutton has the skill set to be an everyday player, which contradicts, of course, Kelly McCrimmon's perspective, stating he could be an everyday player.
That came out of the blue. That absolutely came out of the blue when he said that too. I just
don't think Cassidy believes in him, and I think
you don't think Cassidy does. Okay.
I don't think Cassidy believes in Hutton to be an everyday player. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be an everyday player, but I think he deserves to be in that lineup more often. He never hurts the team, that's for sure. And there's another battle of sorts that we should talk about. So who will be the second line setter? Will it be Thomas Hertl, or will it be William Karlsson?
And this is an interesting situation. Tomas Hertl did a very good job in his second line role last year. Of course, he excelled on the power play. I've been banging the drum for the forward line of William Karlsson, Mitch Marner, and X on the left side. I don't care who's on the left side of that unit. I mean, Dorofeev would be a lot of fun, but whoever it is doesn't bother me. And there's another battle we might hit a little bit between Dorofeev and Barbashev, but I would love to see, and I don't know if it's as much of a battle between Karlsson and Hertl as much as it is who's going to fit better with Mitch Marner, which essentially will be a battle. I mean, if I have a choice between Mitch Marner or Riley Smith on my right side, no disrespect to Riley Smith, but I'll take the 100-point player versus the NHL journeyman who's, in the twilight of his career here. We've seen Karlsson score 40 goals once. We've seen him be a 30-30 player once. So having Mitch Marner on your wing, I think, can certainly reignite that scoring touch a little bit. And William Karlsson, he's getting closer to a contract all of a sudden, too. So this might be a great time for Karlsson to try and win that second line center role and be out there possibly with Mitch Marner.
Did you just mention the alternate captain, Riley Smith? Is that
I
what
did.
you just did?
I did. I'll take Mitch Marner on my wing instead of Riley Smith all day. Yes, thank you.
By the
Thank you for
start of
clarifying.
by the start of this season, I know there's been a lot of chatter in the offseason since the acquisition of Mitch Marner. Will there be some sort of a battle for who quarterbacks the power play unit? Do you think that is a battle, or do you think that's already been determined?
No, I'm glad you brought that up because we did not have this on our docket to discuss. And as the intro music was playing, I actually made a note here. I wrote PP so we can talk about the power play a little bit. And it's not about who's going to quarterback it, but it's about who the odd man out is. This is something we probably touched on.
Is that a battle of sorts, or do you think?
I think it's a battle. I mean, okay. I mean, you look at what Hertl did on the power play last year. You look at what Dorofeev did on the power play last year. Mark Stone can contribute on the power play, and Mitch Marner is going to be on power play 1. So there's going to be an odd man out on this power play, and whether it's a training camp battle that determines that, or simply whether Coach Cassidy's mind is already made up, we don't know that. But all of that group we just mentioned will have opportunities to be out there, whether Marner gets the first opportunity to play quarterback and then someone else is on the elbow, or if they do see if Marner can play off of the elbow and let Shea Theodore quarterback it. The one thing you don't want to see the one thing you're not going to see is two balanced power plays. Cassie's going to roll power play 1 out there for a minute 30, a minute 35, minute 40. And then when the opportunity comes to, when the opportunity presents itself, he'll get the lines back for the next shift. But yeah, there's definitely a battle there. Long story longer.
Okay. Another battle we should see there, we're going to look out for. We talked about it yesterday a little bit on the show, and that will be the goaltender battle.
Oh, yeah.
Carl Lindbaum and Akira Schmidt. That wasn't on your napkin? Come on.
No, it wasn't, but it should have been.
It should be.
No, I mean, I think Schmidt, and again, we did have a segment about Carter Hart yesterday and how that might possibly play into things, but let's right now, today, September the 6th, sorry, September 16th.
Yeah.
Today, September the 16th, Carter Hart is not a member.
Give my sister a birthday shout out. Okay.
Oh, happy birthday,
Virgo. Virgo season, SEN.
Hopefully she's less grumpy than Tony.
This is true. Oh, definitely.
So, no, I do think I don't know if it's as much as a battle between Schmidt and Lindbaum as much as it is Lindbaum to remind Cassidy and Sean Burke that he's ready. He is ready to take on an elevated role at the NHL level. And right now, Schmidt, I think, feels like it's kind of handed to him. I don't think that's how it's going to play out sometime between November and December. I don't.
Do you think Brett Hutton will be battling himself? Where does he fit in?
Hutton, I don't know. I mean, Hutton, I believe, has done enough to earn a dominant role in the top 9, but as it sits right now, he's looking to be the fourth line left winger, right?
What about Brandon Saad against Ivan Barbashev? We had that entire segment about Barbashev last week. Brandon Saad, neither you nor I are really high on him.
Hope we're wrong. The organization believes in him. That's good, but I don't. I thought that money could have been repurposed elsewhere as far as extending Brandon Saad, which apparently flows right to our next segment.
Coming up next, according to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, former Vegas Golden Knight Nic Hague says VGK reneged on a contract extension before he was traded to Nashville. gets juicy around here. We'll talk about it next right here on Locked On Golden Knights. The NFL season is definitely here, and the Raiders stunk it up last night. And FanDuel is making sure that you are ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. What happened to Geno Smith? Jeez. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. If that bet wins, you'll receive $300 in bonus bets across the app. And it's really a lot of fun because you can take a look and see whatever fits, however you like, whatever you want to bet. You've got the player props, you've got the same game parlay, and you can even jump in on the live action as it unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you are watching your team or just keeping an eye on everything else for your fantasy lineup. Oh, I just need the kickers to score tonight.
Kickers shouldn't be in fantasy.
It's so quick. It's easy. The best way to add a little spice and more energy to your Sundays, Mondays, Saturdays, Fridays. So, are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app today. Use that promo code Lockdown Golden Knights if you can find it right there at FanDuel.com, and you can get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 wager. Welcome back. Keeping you awake there, Garlic.
No. Deep breath. Try not to go,
Welcome back on this edition of Lockdown Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick reporting. Tomorrow you will receive, in some way, shape, or form, teaser, some news about something big here for Lockdown Golden Knights. So it will happen tomorrow. I will predict it. I know we're keeping everyone in suspense, but
not a prediction. That's a spoiler, Paul Heyman. Is that how that goes?
Could very well be a spoiler. So we can add Nic Hague's list. We can add him to the list of Golden Knights, right? That didn't leave VGK perhaps on the best of terms, according to Hague. He comes out with a Hager bomb, if you will, in the Review Journal. And he said that VGK reneged on a promise of a contract extension. Hager said that the Golden Knights had offered him a contract extension after the regular season was over. But, hey, it was during the playoff run. He said, this is more important. And he put that aside and said, we'll just sign this when we're done. The handshake deal here in Vegas used to be the deal. That secured the deal. Not anymore. What's happening here, Chris? What's going on?
I mean, we joke about the made men, but the VGK is not a mafia, so a handshake agreement doesn't go very far.
It doesn't go far, man. Not anymore. Holy cow.
I don't know if I'm buying into everything Nic Hague is saying here. I mean, okay, why in the world, if you're a professional athlete and you get your number, you get what you wanted because he says there was an agreement in place. You are getting your wage for that you wanted. Why would you say, okay, we can sign this later, no big deal, especially knowing VGK's history of deals coming out of nowhere and how things are so fluid with this roster. So I'm not completely sold on what I understand what the reports are. Like, I'm not at all refuting the reports. The reports are saying what Nic Hague said to them, but I'm not sure this is completely transparent from Nic Hague's side. I don't know. I'm just not buying that there's a deal in place. It doesn't take long to sign a contract last time I checked, and everything's digital nowadays anyway. Email the darn thing and be done with it. But I just don't see, I think Nic Hague is realizing, crap, I'm in Nashville, aren't I?
I can definitely see this going down. I could see it. And then all of a sudden, oh no, there's this shiny new Marner out there, and we need to secure him. So we need to clear.
But Hague knew BGK was in on Marner too this whole time.
Perhaps, but did he really know this during the regular season? I mean, yes, there were
for the last year and a half, Tony.
There were, of course, there were some rumors swirling around out there. But if they said new contract, he goes, okay, let's focus on the task at hand. We need to focus on the playoffs. We need to focus on not being able to score in the playoffs. And then, of course, they come back, VGK on their side. It's business. I get it. And then VGK says we need that cap space for Mitch Marner. I could see that happening. Why don't you believe that?
I'm not sold on McCrimmon going around giving handshake deals when it comes to the contracts.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not sold on that. I mean, McCrimmon, listen, I get the outside perception of him. You can call him dubious. You can call him heartless. You can call him disloyal, although disloyal I don't agree with. The other things maybe. But he's putting his best foot forward for this roster. And I mean, maybe Nic Hague did get played in all this. Maybe he did get played. Maybe McCrimmon used Hague as leverage in his back pocket. Hey, if we don't get Marner, we got him. I'll be willing to wager that the deal that VGK had in place for Hague was not what 5.2 million AAV.
Is that what he?
Whatever his number is, I'll look it up when you're.
Oh no, I'd be very happy if I'm Nic Hague, and I don't think I would have even came out with this story, to be honest.
And that's the thing, like, why?
At the end of the day, like,
and
so are Nic Hague and Jonathan Marchessault right now crying in their Wheaties? Like, what?
And
what
no, that's fair. And I guess the question I would like to know is, where does an interview like this come from? Like,
right.
was it simply Danny catching up with Nic Hague? Hey, bud, what's up? You want to talk? And if that's the case, great. Or is Nic Hague, hey, let's
or the agent
talk. Let's have a conversation. Or the agent always. That's the other side of this. So there's a lot of moving pieces to this, and it'll be interesting to know what the true backstory to why this conversation happened to begin with. But at the end of the day, if Nic Hague, if there was a deal in place and McCrimmon said, hey, let's sign this right now, and Nic Hague said, let's wait. I think Nic Hague, honestly, I think was trying to play the Golden Knights. I think Nic Hague was like, okay, well, if I have a strong playoffs and we go to the Stanley Cup, I can maybe go back and try and get more money out of the Golden Knights. And you know what? Kelly McCrimmon beat him to the punch if that's the case. Kelly McCrimmon played Nic Hague before Nic Hague could play the Golden Knights. And you know what? Well played, Kelly McCrimmon, if that's the way it played.
Wasn't it Hague who had played VGK knowing how much money was left?
Yeah, bingo. Nic Hague got to
when he signed the 11th hour contract.
The third decimal of the pennies, not the second, but yeah.
He said, we saw cap space. Everyone looked at it, and okay, there's 3.25 million remaining in cap room. And then right before the start of that first puck drop for the opening season, Hague says, I'll take it all. I'll take the entire.
Yeah, I'll see a game two. Game one, we're not ready. I need one night. I was wrong on Nic Hague's contract, by the way.
How much?
5.5 million AAV.
5.5. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Good for him.
The Price is Right game. That's too much.
That's another no tax state, no income tax state, right? I think, Tennessee. And then Hague to the RJ also says, you know what? Nothing against VGK currently, played out better, and said that he spoke to Kelly McCrimmon, and it is just the nature of the business. So again, it's kind of odd when you come out with a story like this where the end result is, hey, but, we kind of kissed and made up and everything's cool. It's good.
I mean, I like my theory of, and it just hit me now. I like my theory of that McCrimmon played Hague before Hague played McCrimmon. I think
because he played him before, and Hague did play them. He played them pretty well. I thought that was really funny when he signed that deal right before, this.
And I want to know is what was the deal in place? He's got 5.5 AAV for 4 seasons in Nashville. I'll take him up to age 30. Smart way to sign that. He can probably get paid a lot better if he plays really well in Nashville. But what was the number? And I would be shocked.
He's a $6 million man. What do you think?
I would be. I think I think with the salary cap rising, and if he plays to his potential, he can easily be $6.5 million just with the way the salary cap's going up. But real quickly here, I want to know what that handshake agreement was. Right. It was not 5.5 million. No. I don't think it was even 4.5 million. No, I think it was maybe in the upper threes, maybe 4 million tops.
Yeah, he made out very well. He made out like a bandit, as they say. Big day yesterday for the Golden Knights. They were out on the golf course. We saw Mitch Marner. He wasn't on his patio, but folks were taking photos of him on the golf course yesterday. And then last night, I saw them at the Raider game. The entire team came, and they put him up on the Jumbotron. So they were out enjoying their final days here before the start.
The captain's skate this morning is going to be ugly. They're going to be puking their guts out in the trash cans.
Oh, they were having a good – Modelo was the name brand, I think, last night. Coming up next, Pete DeBoer reflecting on how things went down at the end of his stint there with the Dallas Stars. We'll talk about it next on Locked On Golden Knights. You just realized that your business needed to hire someone like yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Well, that's easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on all the other sites. You've got Indeed's sponsored jobs, and it puts you at the very top of the page, and you can it helps you to reach all the candidates, the right ones, faster. And of course, I've been in a spot where I've needed to hire like right now, like yesterday. And what happens is the pressure's on, and every day without the right person is a setback. That's exactly when Indeed's sponsored jobs come in handy. And they make sure that your post is seen by the right candidates and right now. And now you can speed up your hiring process with a $75 sponsored job credit. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon right now and support our show by saying that you heard about it right here on Locked On Shanghai Dragons. Locked On Golden Knights. Just tell them you heard it here on the podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Indeed is all you need. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Dragons fan, season ticket holder for Shanghai for the Dragons, Chris Golick, reporting Fridays are WTF day around here with the Friday. Always fun. Pete DeBoer, he surfaces yesterday, I believe, to discuss the fallout of pulling Jake Ottinger very early in game number 5 of the Western Conference Final against Edmonton. And DeBoer had this exclusive interview with NHL.com, said he regrets how he handled the post-game press conference, especially following Game 5 of the Western Conference Final. And his Dallas Stars, as we know, had lost that game 6-3 to Edmonton, and it was the final and eliminator game of that series. And Jake Ottinger, we'll talk about what he said after he read the comments, but we saw now Pete DeBoer initially he put the blame on Ottinger, and then now in this interview says, you know what? He walks it back. He says that himself primarily and the coaches were to blame. He said, it is on me.
Sure, he's the coach and it's on him, and it felt like there's no regrets on pulling Ottinger, number one. And I think I'm in the minority still on this, but this is what I like about Pete DeBoer. He made his move in a big moment, and people have always been concerned about DeBoer doing well in the regular season, getting close in the playoffs, not getting over the hump. Been 2 Stanley Cups, I believe. But obviously has not won the cup. So he made his move and he's sticking with it. And he cited Ottinger's record against the Edmonton Oilers. He gave a lot of reasons as to why he did what he did. So I'm fine with the move. I know it doesn't look great, but you know what? You got to make your move. You got to make your decision. And he's still owning it to this day. Is this partially why he's unemployed as an NHL coach? I don't know the answer to that. I would be shocked, given all the movement that's happened in the NHL, that if he wasn't offered some positions or at least offered interviews, but he probably turned them down. Maybe there are spots where he doesn't want to be, but he will be employed sometime this season when you see a likely, team that's supposed to be a contender or at least a playoff type team struggling. He'll get the first phone call from a lot of NHL clubs.
I'm sure the KHL has already reached out. I'm sure they've reached out for him.
Yeah, DeBoer and Gallant on the same bench. Could you imagine that? Because they had that situation where they called each other clowns and all that.
He's a clown. Oh, that was classic. Again, here's something. It wasn't so much him pulling Ottinger. It was the aftermath, right? In that presser. Yeah. And just he did not handle that well at all. That's what kind of sent shockwaves throughout the entire NHL.
He divided himself from the team at that point.
He surely did. And then, of course, he gets that call from Jim Nill, like, you're fired, a few days later. And they did deliberate for a while, right? Remember, they were figuring out, should we fire him? What should we do with Peter DeBoer? And DeBoer said it's all about the we. We didn't get it done. we kind of failed, and said again that they had lost 6 of 7, basically a series there, basically due to Ottinger's poor play, not just the series but games, and he just really pinned it all on Ottinger, which at the time I thought was really cheap. I thought it was very petty and heat of the battle moment for sure. I think you need more than 30 minutes to cool off after a loss like that. Just saying.
Those moments in the pressers are definitely what sometimes people are remembered by, players, coaches, and everything in between. And it is a very raw moment with a lot of emotion. We've seen Cassidy have some interesting things to say right after a game is over. We've seen DeBoer get a little upset. And of course, Gerard Gallant, he's while he didn't give a lot to the media as far as just, strategy, not nearly what Cassidy does, but you definitely got a lot more emotion out of Gallant, and it's raw. You're down there. I mean, after a game is over, you walk down to the interview, to the dressing room. Maybe that's a 15-minute process. You get about 8 to 10 minutes with the players. That's 20 minutes. You go and sit in the interview room waiting for the coach to come. 3 or 4 minutes goes by, and it's basically 28 to 35 minutes after the game has ended. And in that time, the coach may or may not have addressed the team, may have talked to the assistants, and it's still extremely raw, but these are what people are remembered by. And right now, DeBoer is remembered as the coach who bus rolled his elite team leading goaltender for losing a series and losing a big game. And that's not necessarily what, DeBoer is all about. It's unfortunate for him, but the reality is, and he himself said he should have deflected it away from him.
And Ottinger was here for the media tour in Las Vegas. Well, they datelined Henderson when this news broke. It actually came out last week, the interview, and he said that he agreed with DeBoer's reflection, and he said he was glad that DeBoer made that statement. So pretty interesting. And DeBoer, in trying to defend himself,
material for him right there.
For sure. And DeBoer said that he only pulled Jake Ottinger one time in 57 regular season games. So yeah, they kind of had it out
walking
themselves.
It back now.
I thought Ottinger handled it very well. When you take a look back, he definitely could have went off there, and he did meet with DeBoer at the end of the season and the aftermath of all that. They kind of worked it out, I suppose. Don't forget, on Fridays, it's WTF Day. Please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. And we definitely appreciate, especially everyone, our everydayers tuning in from wherever you might be. For Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco. Have a great day. See you tomorrow on Locked On Golden Knights.